Did you know there was an animated show based on the Rubik's Cube? You know, this little puzzle toy thing that took the world by storm in the 80s? Yeah, this got a cartoon.
It's okay, Sparky.
Super thinking, Rubik! Your beam was a double whammy!
And now Rubik can make it a triple whammy.
Leave the driving to Rubik.
It's absolutely bonkers, and I'm going to show you. So get ready to get misaligned and reshape reality with Rubik the Amazing Cube. But if you scare easy, then watch out and make sure the kids are asleep, because this show is also terrifying.
Hello, my name is Rubik.
Rubik the Amazing Cube was a Saturday morning cartoon show that ran for 13 episodes in 1983. That's more episodes than a hit Netflix show gets before being canceled. Now, there's a super awesome channel called Secret Galaxy, and they made a whole video on this, and they go into detail about the production of the show. So I won't go over that too much here, but I will tell you the basics. The premise is familiar enough for your average 80s cartoon fare. The show follows the Rodriguez siblings, Reynaldo, Carlos, and Lisa, along with the titular Rubik, the Amazing Cube, as they go on weekly adventures and thwart a bunch of weirdos, which I'll have to go into the villains a little bit later. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, just wait until you hear what Rubik can do. Rubik scares the shit out of me. When it comes to explaining Rubik's powers, I think it's probably easier to list what Rubik can't do, and there's not much that Rubik can't do. Rubik is basically a sentient god cube toy thing who can bend and shape reality at will. Here's a few things Rubik did in the 7 episodes I watched. Telekinesis in every episode. Freeze people into a large block of ice. Become huge and small. Shape and rapidly dry cement. Send himself and the Rodriguez siblings into a TV to inhabit an Alice in Wonderland TV show. Transform people into anthropomorphic mice. Duplicate himself into stairs. Bring a chair to life. Bring a doll to life. Phase himself and the family dog Sparky through a wall. Torture Sparky the dog. 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 Puppet Sparky into an award-winning dog. Transform into a flying car. Turn a piece of him into a screen with all-seeing vision across the city and into other vehicles. Transform people into poodles. Force a threatening alligator to become a shovel instead. Now, that's not to say that Rubik is invincible. Almost, but not quite. No, Rubik does have his kryptonite, and that's when Rubik gets all jumbled up and misaligned, which, like kryptonite, becomes the only real conflict of the show, so it happens often. Every time he's dropped, jostled, licked, or otherwise breathed on the wrong way, Rubik becomes misaligned, and he's rendered helpless with all his powers turned off. This puts the kids in many a precarious situation, often happening right as the villain of the week is going to carry out their dastardly plans, or right in the middle of one of Rubik's more dangerous reality-bending exploits. Luckily, the Rodriguez kids, Carlos most often, are experts at solving Rubik, even behind the back at times. I do want to take a moment to point out the weird and scary sounds of terror and agony that Rubik makes when he's all jumbled. This happens every single time he gets jumbled up, and I don't know if I mentioned, but that's every episode. So it happens a lot. Carlos does mention something along the lines of, he knows that muffle anywhere.
Yeah, it's Rubik. I'd know that muffle anywhere.
But is that what it is? A muffle? It sounds like agonizing torture. And it's not just when he's jumbled up that Rubik sounds awful. He speaks in this third-person alien type speak that is so unsettling.
Sorry. Rubik forgot. Rubik right behind. Rubik feel good now. Oh, is that all? Rubik's hot dog not hot either.
But even that's not the end of Rubik's reign of off-putting behavior. Rubik has a knack for laughing at everything. He laughs all the time at things that are plainly not funny.
You did great, Rubik.
Rubik did great. Rubik's favorite too. Rubik glad. Now must return home.
I think this is meant to give him a playful nature. Like, this silly old cube is having fun with life and these wacky adventures. But it's often paired when he's about to or has already used his god reality shaping powers. So it gives him this air of frightening, all-knowing ease.
Now, I don't think going into the TV is such a hot idea.
That easy. Rubik takes everyone.
Like he just knows he could do literally anything with a blink of his weird little eyes. What are you laughing at, Rubik? Is our stupid little human existence just a game to you?
Not for long.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, so Rubik is an all-knowing, all-powerful God cube. But why is he an all-knowing, all-powerful God cube? Where does he come from? Is he an alien? A government superweapon? An ancient cursed artifact? Well, I'm here to tell you, I don't know. His origin was sort of shown in the opening credits, but the copies I watched were so low quality that it was near impossible for me to hear what it was saying. It looks like he falls out of an angry wizard's chest, which answers some questions, I guess. Actually, given what this show is, it answers enough. Okay, I decided to check Wikipedia, and I probably should have done that sooner. It says here there's an evil magician who later becomes the main villain of the series, and that a detective who is a relative of the magician decides the kids should keep Rubik? All right, admittedly, I've only seen 7 of the 13 episodes. Not for lack of trying, I couldn't find them anywhere, and I saw no evidence of this in any of the episodes. There's basically no rhyme or reason for anything that happens in this show. Rubik just exists. Always have, always will, just as Lord Rubik intended. And the villains. The antagonists of this show are also wild as hell. There's an evil scientist with a diamond cloning machine hidden under a trap house, robbing duo who steals dogs from dog shows to train the dogs to rob buildings for them, prisoner escapee sailor criminals looking for buried treasure, and a giant. Okay, admittedly, those villains sound pretty dope. But in actuality, they're dumb and ineffective and super random, just like Rubik's scary laughter. Anyways, that about brings us up to speed, I think. So let's watch an episode together so you can see for yourself just how insane this show is. Get ready to get down with Saturday Night Rubik. Oh, by the way, I recorded the next few bits late last year before I rearranged my whole setup. So here's Good Mind from the past. But I wore the same shirt because continuity. Wait. Before we go into the episode, I do have one more clip to show you that I forgot to fit in here somewhere. One time, Rubik gets all mixed up and is floating in the ocean, and he's about to get eaten by a shark when he's saved by a couple of unlikely allies. Just check this out. Okay, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the episode. The episode starts with Rodriguez kids enjoying a day at a theme park, when right out the gate they have a genius plan to disguise Rubik in such a crowded place.
Disguising Rubik as a balloon was a neat idea, Carlos. Yeah. Be staying in pocket.
I know if I saw an elderly baby fused with a Rubik's Cube floating between some balloons, I wouldn't blink.
Hey guys, I apologize, but coming up there's a lot of bad audio. I wish I could stop it, but I've been editing this thing for too long. I have other videos to get to, and I am done watching Rubik. So, sorry, it's bad. Hope you don't hate me. All right, let's go.
Meanwhile, Reynaldo is on a hot date with Cassie, where he begins to push his luck by asking her to be his dance partner in a dance competition. Why? Because he has goals.
Kathy, will you enter the dance contest with me? The winners get really neat stereos.
You'll see why later, but this is the beginning of the end for Reynaldo. He's already asking too much of a first date. I mean, who asks a first date to join them in a dance competition? That's weird. Unless you met in a dance class or something, but we don't get to see that here. We don't know where they met. We're missing the rich backstory. Anyways, let's see what Cassie says.
Well, if this date turns out okay, I'll go with you.
See, Reynaldo? Chill, man. But I guess I can't blame him. The winners get really neat stereos.
All right.
But uh-oh, we meet our villain of the story, Mr. Cockblock Extraordinaire, who, by the way, has the most annoying kind of jerky voice of all time. I love it.
No way. She's gonna be my partner. That new stereo's as good as mine.
So Mr. Cockblock sets up a trap for Reynaldo on one of those strength hammer-hitty bear games. And at first, I thought Reynaldo was being way too confident.
Stand back. I'm gonna win you the best stuffed animal they've got.
I mean, I've never seen him be that strong or anything. In fact, kind of a little bit of a wuss, but to my surprise, he hits the shit out of that thing and rings the bell. But, whoops. Classic prank. Water bucket falls over. Cassie gets soaked. And of course, Reynaldo and Cassie have to struggle with the bucket a little bit to give Rubik something to do.
Jerk. How about clown? Pick one.
I never get over that guy's voice. Jerk, 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 jerk.
Why don't you dump this chicken? And then I'll take it to the dance tomorrow night.
Why don't you dump this chicken? So after some back and forth, Mr. Cockblock challenges Reynaldo to take Cassie on a roller coaster.
Oh, yeah? Then why don't you take Kathy on the monster coaster?
Which is like the most backwards way to try to steal a girl. Like, oh yeah? Why don't you spend some alone time with Cassie on a roller coaster? A nice intimate ride. And after that, how about you guys get some ice cream and churros? And maybe after that, you guys can hold each other's hands while you have a nice day at the park. Unless, of course, you're chicken.
When Kathy sees what a chicken he is, she'll never go to the dance with him. Yeah.
Yep, genius plan. Rubik gets some quick revenge, though, by sexually assaulting the teen boy when he pantses him.
Hey!
That laugh, man. Terrifying. On the roller coaster, Reynaldo assures Cassie that he's not afraid of riding it.
You're not scared, are you?
Who, me? No! Of course not.
And I believe him. He doesn't sound convincing, but I think that's actually because he's afraid of what Rubik can do, and not the ride itself. Which, right on cue, Rubik promptly detaches the car and sends it flying. In most cases, this would terrify a date, but luckily Cassie keeps her eyes closed, while Reynaldo comes in with the surprise Riz.
I feel like we're floating on air.
This is what it'll be like with me on the dance floor. Smooth sailing.
Also, her eyes are open right there, so is she like totally fine with the car flying through the air?
I don't believe it. They're flying.
And since it needs to happen in every episode, of course, the shaking of the roller coaster jumbles up Rubik, so he loses his powers, sending Reynaldo and Cassie plummeting through the air. Luckily, Carlos is some kind of kid genius, I guess, so he's able to solve and realign Rubik in just the nick of time.
Rubik, help Reynaldo. Wow!
After a safe landing, Cassie is impressed with Reynaldo's roller coaster riding and agrees to be his dance partner.
That was the neatest ride I ever had, Ronaldo.
Check out Reynaldo's face here. I don't really have anything to add, but what is that expression?
You got yourself a dance partner.
That's terrific.
Rubik, of course, laughs maniacally.
Nice going, Rubik.
Cassie then invites Ronaldo to a party she's throwing, and Ronaldo responds by throwing away all the riz he has and kicking the shit out of Cassie's purse.
We can practice our dancing. Hey, buddy, sorry about giving you a hard time before.
Oh no, here comes Mr. Cockblock.
These are to make up for it.
Gee, thanks, Jaws.
My pleasure.
Oh, you're so clumsy. You ruined my new blouse.
But how did Cockblock know Ronaldo was going to spill the ice cream on Cassie? And didn't Cassie just hear Cockblock say all this? Wouldn't she have known this had just happened?
And don't bother coming to my party, you menace.
I mean, I will say that Ronaldo is pretty clumsy. He is. Does he deserve menace? I don't know, I guess. Cassie then grabs Cockblock's arm and says she's going to go to the dance with him.
I'm going to the dance with Jaws.
John, by the way. We finally hear his name, John. I can finally call him John. I couldn't tell what his name was before. But like, she doesn't clean herself off at all. If she's not going to clean it off, then does she really care that much? Carlos and Lisa try to be sensible and ask Reynaldo to just explain that John pushed him over.
Why don't you just explain it to her?
No way.
But no, Rubik has a better plan in mind.
Don't worry, Rubik has plans.
I want to take a second here so you guys could guess at what Rubik's plan could be. Maybe he'll change Reynaldo into some sort of suave cool guy like the Fonz. Or maybe he has some sort of magic video recorder so Reynaldo can show Cassie all the pranks and antics John's been up to. Or he could just infuse Reynaldo with the confidence to clearly communicate with Cassie about what's been going on. Okay, so let's see what Rubik's plan is. It could be anything. Cassie's party seems to be popping off when the kids show up and yep, if you guessed Rubik's plan was do a Mrs. Doubtfire, then congratulations! You won Good Mind's stupid plan from a stupid cartoon contest. Stick around to the end of the video to claim your prize.
This will never work.
Why would you think that? Why won't it work?
Just give Cassie a sign. Then you can tell her about John.
Okay, now the plan is to tell Cassie about how much of a dick John is, while Ronaldo's in drag. Of course, this is much easier than just talking to her before.
Hi, Cassie. This is our cousin Lupe.
Hi, Kathy.
Remember, get her alone.
Yeah. Let's dance.
Jeez, she's so uncomfortable. Of course, being the new girl at the party attracts some unwanted attention.
Hey, get a load of that new blonde. I'm gonna ask her to dance.
Hey, that blonde looks awful familiar.
Hey, that blonde looks awful familiar. I can't get over that guy's voice. That guy's voice.
I've got to tell you something. You see, it's about Jaws.
Mind if I cut in?
And Cassie is clearly so weirded out by Lupe that the first moment she gets, she dumps him off on that weird guy.
Not at all. This is Lupe. Have fun, you two.
You new around here?
No, not really.
Carlos and Lisa see the plan isn't going well, and they need Rubik's help. But Rubik's off doing Rubik things, like eating hot peppers, turning into a firework, soaking in punch, freaking out kids while he's supposed to be incognito, dancing, scaring, and being scared by cats. Why was he so scared? Rubik is literally a god. The cat trips up Reynaldo and his wig flies off. John notices before Rubik's able to float it back on because Rubik's drunk off the Kool-Aid. John also hits Reynaldo with a sick burn
I knew that was Renardo.
and decides to fix that creep.
I'll fix that creep.
And fix that creep he does by tying a tablecloth to Reynaldo/Lupe's dress, dooming Reynaldo to another unfortunate accident.
You wanted to tell me
What are you even doing, bro? I mean, the first part wasn't your fault. That was John. But now, why are you turning that way? That's the wrong way. This is all you. Now it's your fault. Now it's all you. Now you done gone. You done when done did it. It's all you. You done did it. You done it. You done it now.
Well, Ronaldo, I should have known it was you.
Should you have known? I mean, yes, you should have. It's just Ronaldo in a wig and a dress. But you didn't recognize him, so it's kind of weird for you to say, I should have known it was you, because you didn't know, unless this is like something Ronaldo does all the time. Is it something Ronaldo does all the time? Oh, God, Ronaldo, get your act together, man. And Cassie, stop falling for this, all right? This is the last time. No more Mrs. Doubtfire friends, okay? Honey, no more Mrs. Doubtfire friends at the party. I don't want to hear it. And wash your hair. You've had that ice cream in there for 2 days now. Disgusting. I swear, these kids.
Once a night, always a night.
Always a nid. Once a nid, always a nid. I can't even do the voice.
You've ruined my party. Go away. Don't get near me.
All right, so I know this wasn't all Reynaldo's fault, but I think the guy should just get out of there right now. I mean, he wasn't invited to the party. He's deceiving Cassie. He knocked over all her party food and ruined her dress. And now she just wants him to go away. And also, let's not forget when she says, don't get near me. That's it. You're done, bud. At this point, if he even tries to explain himself anymore, he's directly going against her wishes and harassing her. Zero Riz.
Don't worry. We'll take care of him.
Anyway, to save Ronaldo from a beating, Rubik sneaks him away inconspicuously by making an entire pool of water float in front of everyone.
Look, that's amazing.
Wow, the water's flying.
There's always weird stuff going on around those guys.
Yeah, John, you're right. Absolutely insane things happen around those guys.
What are we gonna do now?
Yeah, Ronaldo really blew it with Kathy.
Poor Ronaldo.
Yeah, he blew it. But if he didn't follow Rubik's crazy plan, he probably could have just talked it out with Cassie. So after that disaster, Ronaldo and the kids must have taken the hint and left Cassie alone, right? There's no new plan or scheme. There can't be, right?
Come on, Ronaldo. You gotta practice dancing so you can show up John.
Yeah, then maybe Kathy will still be your partner.
But dude, lay off. She doesn't want to be around you, man.
Rubik have idea.
Uh-oh, Rubik has an idea.
I love it when Rubik does that.
What, when he makes things float? It's like what he does all the time. It's almost all he does. Or do you just mean when he makes a record float?
It's no use. I'm terrible.
Okay, if Ronaldo is this much of a klutz, then why did he think he could win a dance competition in the first place? Rubik then fixes everything by taking away Ronaldo's autonomy and puppeting him into a great dancer.
Hey, I'm getting it now.
I'm going to go over this next part pretty quickly because it's not part of the main story. But it is something that needs to happen at least twice every Rubik episode, which is Rubik getting jumbled up. This time, Sparky the dog jumps up and knocks over Rubik, jumbling him all up. Sparky then grabs Rubik and jumps up into a balcony before accidentally dropping Rubik into a passing truck on its way to a junkyard. And of course, while being jumbled up, Rubik is constantly doing his terrifying screams. At the junkyard, the kids trap and run away from a big, scary dog before narrowly saving Rubik from the trash compactor. Rubik then Superman and Lois Lanes them straight to the dance. Ronaldo asks Rubik,
You won't let me down, will you, Rubik?
Rubik sure, Ronaldo dance good.
a little foreshadowing by Rubik.
Wow, if it ain't Reynaldo. Gonna put on a show? Maybe fall on your face for us?
I know John is the bad guy in this episode, but because of his attitude and his voice, I think he's by far one of my favorite characters, if not my favorite character from this whole show.
Whatever you do, Ronaldo, just stay away from me.
There's definitely terror in Cassie's voice. Ronaldo, I think you should just leave her be, man. Take the L, bro. A no is a no.
Whatever you do, Ronaldo, just stay away from me.
I'll show her that I'm a good dancer.
Right, of course. Never mind. Don't listen to her. Just dance better. But hey, what do I know? Because look who's starting to have a change of heart.
Gee, maybe I misjudged Ronaldo.
What is this cartoon teaching children? That's some like high value male Jordan Peterson logic right there.
Ronaldo! Oh, you are so terrific.
When that blonde girl showed up, I thought it was Lupe initially. And of course it couldn't be because Ronaldo is Lupe. But then I thought, what if it was that guy trying to dance with Lupe? And after that wig fell on him, maybe he got his taste for cross-dressing. And now he's here being his full self. See? This show is inclusive.
Maybe I should dance with Ronaldo. He's fantastic.
I'm gonna fix that Ronaldo.
And who would have guessed? Johnny McCockblock is up to no good. Where does he keep getting these buckets? Or maybe it's just one bucket, a magic bucket. What if this is a spin-off show, Bucky the Magic Bucket?
After I douse that creep with this punch, you won't be able to dance with Kathy.
The bucket almost crashes into Reynaldo and Cassie, but Rubik saves the day by sending the bucket back at John and almost killing him by having him fly into the stage, crash into a drum set, and rolling him out the door. Where is he going? And Rubik laughs the whole way through.
Rubik, you got rid of John!
Cassie finally gets it after Reynaldo's persistence and pestering works like it always does.
All those dirty tricks. It was Jaws all the time. And I'm sorry about the ice cream, too.
I tried to tell you.
You're a dumb. Reynaldo and Cassie danced their asses off at the competition. But I was wondering, what if Cassie actually just ended up sucking at dancing? Like, after all of this, they lost because she has no rhythm. But no, at home, we see that Ronaldo wins the stereo. And also a surprise from Rubik.
No need to thank Rubik.
Sure there is. You helped me win.
Rubik didn't help Reynaldo dance.
You mean that was me? By myself?
We learned that Ronaldo could dance all along. The rhythm, the music, and the riz was in his heart the whole time. Finally, Rubik laughs and winks in the most psychotic way possible to close out the episode.
I didn't know I could do that.
But Rubik did.
Well, that's it. Not much more to say after letting our Lord and Savior Rubik speak for himself, or laugh for himself. I hope you liked watching this crazy show. And let me know if you want to watch more strange media by liking, subscribing, and commenting below. Do those 3 things, and that's how I'll know exactly that you liked it and you want to see more. It'll be like our own little secret language, a little code just between you and me. Now I've got to go and... Wait, what was that? Oh no, it's Rubik. Oh God, no, you've got to run. He can go through screens. Get out of here. It's not safe. Run, Rubik. No. Oh. All right. See ya.